So for those that aren't aware, when a child in the UK is... I'm just going to quickly check you. Okay. When a child is born in the UK, and particularly if your surrogate's married, the surrogate and her husband are the legal parents of your child when that child is born. So that's the biggest low at present, because it's frustrating. Now, if you've got a great relationship with your surrogate from the start, then that shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't be a concern, because genuine surrogates don't want to keep babies. You know, genuine surrogates want to hand back what's rightfully yours. So yes, the law is a real frustrating time. And the fact that we have to go through the parental order process, which means we submit our application to the court at 6 weeks and 1 day old. So once the baby is 6 weeks and 1 day, we submit our application to the court to start the PO process, the parental order process. And that process is where our surrogate and her husband are removed from the birth certificate and we are added to it. And we then, in the eyes of the law, are the legal parents. And that process from the application being submitted takes about a further 10 weeks. So your child generally is about 4 or 5 months old before this comes to a close, which can be a really stressful time, because in the eyes of the law, that surrogate has that time period to change their mind if that's what they wanted to do. But this is the whole point of getting to know a surrogate well, and to set up reasonable intent and to show intention. So to make sure that you have a document between all parties which sets out the intention of the journey. Should it go pear-shaped, courts can see that there was always an intention to enter into an arrangement of surrogacy.
I'm shocked at the fact that you are not the legal guardians of your children for up to 4 or 5 months. I mean, not only do you have the beginning of the process, which can take years, the actual process of the surrogate being pregnant, but then another 4 or 5 months before you're legally the parents of your children.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just think of a scenario where you have children that are born and they need some kind of medical intervention. The hospital would get consent from the surrogate and her husband, and not from the intended parents, because legally they aren't there. Now, obviously, we made provision for that within our intention document, and we had those quite difficult conversations with our surrogate and her husband about all of these worst case scenarios and what would happen. And unfortunately, those conversations needed to be had. Mm-hmm. It was prudent for us to do it. And if we didn't do it, we'd be irresponsible. So it was important that we were all on the same page. And we did, look for every eventuality and what the plan B would be. Mm-hmm. We even had conversations around, if our surrogate was pregnant and we were both killed, what would be the plan then? And, unfortunately, with surrogacy and the way that we chose to create our families, we were always having to be one step ahead. Mm-hmm. and always having to think about things that most people just don't ever have to contemplate. Yeah.
We had to change our wills that should Wes or I be both killed before our child was born, that we had to make provisions for where that child would live. And, you have to think like that, because our surrogate doesn't want this child. It's not biologically hers. She's doing this out of the goodness of her heart. She doesn't want to be left with the child at the end of a journey. So again, it's down to ensuring that relationship is as watertight as it can be. And if it is, then the frustrations with the law shouldn't be a concern. But it is what it is. It's currently, the great news is that the new proposal from the law commissioners of England and Wales and Scotland is really positive. And this new proposed law change is incredible. It's still probably 3 to 4 years of being implemented, but it's definitely a more inclusive, sensible law.